Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again in Live and Love Life. The second time today in our study of the science of getting rich. I'm RJ Horner, host and facilitator here. And today begins day one on our study. It's really my effort and my study into building wealth, financial success anyways. And we'll continue this for the next 13 days, which is also, and the reason for this, I've got to just interview my mentors, Sunil Tulsiani and Cora Cristobal, who have recreated this book for the 21st century. Wallace D. Wattles' book is now in the, it's free and clear. In other words, it's past its copyright, and people can use it to develop their own programs or their own books. And Cora and Sunil have done that. They've brought the language into the 21st century, added their own touches to it, and made it available so that people can understand it now and 100 years later is what Sunil put it. So I thank them for that interview, because that began my study into my own wealth building practice. And so I decided to do this in support of them who have recreated this book, but also, again, in my own study and my own intentions to build my wealth, but also to make it available to you so that you may begin to study this and get access to their book when it's released. It's actually on the last day of our broadcast here. And I want us all to become rich. We deserve to be rich. We deserve to be wealthy. Money makes the world go round. If you don't have wealth to go around, if you don't have cash flow, as Sunil likes to say, then you're really not living the life you desire. You're not living the life you love. And that's the point, and that's the premise here in Live and Love Life. So I've chosen to study the science of getting rich. And we'll do that over the next 13 days, at which time, again, my mentor's book is being released. The idea is I want you to purchase that book, because the language in this book, as you're about to find out, is a little outdated. It was written originally in 1910. So it's a little outdated. It's a little more Old English style writing. So once again, we're going to study The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And I'm going to begin today with just the publisher's notes or the publisher's preface and an introduction. And then we'll do a little bit of discussion around what we've read so far. So I begin. Publisher's preface. Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, occupies a unique place in the sizable library of guidebooks to wealth and happiness. It blends ideas about right livelihood and positive thinking with concrete suggestions for making positive affirmations. Mr. Wallace presents his ideas as a science of getting rich. He describes a bountiful universe in which divine purpose works in harmony with human aspirations. This cosmos is a creative, constantly expanding place in which human beings can create form out of formless potential through the power of their purpose and faith. Through the creation of clear images joined to concrete action in the present. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thoughts, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. The science of getting rich is infallible and is available to every person. By choosing a creative rather than a competitive plan, an individual taps into the infinite potential of the universe. See the things you want as if they are actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning them and using them. Make use of them in imagination, just as you will use them when they are your intangible possessions. There is no excuse for failing in the science of getting rich. Abundance is our birthright. Any problem lies in our confusion and our not knowing how to apply the natural laws that could and should make this abundance available to all of us. The premise of this book has been proven over the years. When the author first formulated his science, air travel had not yet become a commercial endeavor. Yet he heartily recommended it as an area in which millions of people could find employment and which great wealth would accumulate. He was certainly right. His science of getting rich will help you to find your appropriate place in the cosmic scheme so that you can create for yourself a harmonious environment in which you can grow in wealth, wisdom, and knowledge. We move on now to introduction. This book is pragmatical, not philosophical. It is a practical manual, not a treatise or theories. It is intended for the men and women whose most pressing need is for money, for people who wish to get rich first and philosophize afterward. It is for those who have, so far, found neither the time, the means, or the opportunity to go deeply into the study of metaphysics. It is intended for those who want results and who are willing to take the conclusions of science as a basis for action, without going into all the processes by which those conclusions were reached. I expect the reader to take my statements on faith just as he would take statements concerning a law of electrical action if they were promulgated by a Marconi or an Edison. By taking these statements on faith, he will prove their truth by acting upon them without fear or hesitation. Every man or woman who does this will certainly get rich. The science in this book is an exact science, and failure is impossible. Nevertheless, for the benefit of those who wish to investigate philosophical theories and so secure a logical basis for faith, I will cite certain authorities. The monistic theory of the universe, the theory that one substance appears to manifest itself as the many elements of the material world, is of Hindu origin and has been gradually winning its way into the thought of the Western world for 200 years. It is the foundation of all the Oriental philosophies and has found a place in the thought of Descartes, Spinoza, Leibniz, Schopenhauer, Hegel, and Emerson. The reader who would dig to the philosophical foundations is advised to read Hegel and Emerson for himself. In writing this book, I have used a plain style so that all may understand. The following plan of action has been thoroughly tested and bears the supreme test for any practical experiment. It works. If you wish to know how the conclusions were arrived at, read the writings of the authors mentioned above. If you wish to reap their fruits of the philosophies in actual practice, read this book and do exactly as it tells you. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through this book. We're going to read it here in this forum. We're going to study it. And today, you've heard the reading. And it really is built on a philosophy of the ages. It's built on the premise that we all deserve to be rich. We all deserve the wealth that is available in the world. You may not have achieved wealth. You may not have figured out how to attain the wealth at this point, but the wealth is there and available to each and every one of us. I want to bring your attention to the title, the subtitle. It is The Science of Getting Rich, but here is the method: attracting financial success through creative thought. I've already begun to do a lot of that myself. I've created this platform, Live and Love Life, where we're teaching you how to build a life you love to live. That came from creative thought. It came from my premise that I'm not living the life I love. I'm not living life that I truly desire in my mind. I have an image of what that life should look like. And I need to build that. I need to work towards that. And it's going to take time. But if I'm working towards that, there has to be other people out there who are working to achieve the same thing. How many of us get stuck in a job we don't enjoy? I'm great at my job. It's a skill that comes natural to me. I'm a driver. I'm a professional driver for a strong organization in transit. That's what I do. That's what I do every day of my life. But it's not what I want to do. It's not where I want to be. I know I'm not going to achieve wealth from my job. So I have a desire to achieve more. I have a desire to become better. I want to become better at body, mind, and soul. As far as my body, I was physically incapable. Over the last 2 years, I've spent almost a year off of work because of poor health in my body. I've changed that. I'm a little stronger. I'm a little healthier. I've dropped down. I'm now below 210 pounds, where I was up to 240 to 250 pounds on a regular basis. I've now lost more than 40 pounds. That's through determination. It's through will. It's through making that happen. My mind, I'm constantly at work on my mind. I'm reading books. And here's why we take studies and read books like that, is to improve our mind, to become better in that area. I'm constantly reading, writing, studying. That's what I do just for me, for my own benefit. Now I'm going to start doing it for your benefit as well. And as far as the soul goes, well, we've already talked in our introduction about how this book is connected to spirituality. It's connected to philosophies that have carried over from the ages. So reading this book will help connect you to your spirituality. If you haven't had a chance, watch the interview with Sunil and Cora. They both mention how spirituality and religion have its place in wealth. And wealth being an overall concept, not just about money or financial success, which is what we're talking about in this book. But they said that this book contains information that helps you unite those three concepts. And we talk about mind, body, and soul. And I want to relate that to the Bible and to relate that to religion. Many of you have heard of the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That is mind, body, and soul. Mind is God. God is the all-powerful, it's the omnipotent, it's everything we know to be. That is your mind. It all comes from your mind. It all comes from your mental awareness. The body is Jesus, the Son. Jesus is the embodiment of God on earth. That is the body. That is our physical being or our presence here on earth. And then the Holy Ghost, which is spirituality. Religion, if that's what you want to call it. I personally abandoned religion 1 week before my 12th birthday. Maybe that's a story you'll hear about one day. But I actually walked away from the church 1 week before my 12th birthday. But it didn't change my being. It didn't change who I was as a person. It just changed my reaction or interpretation to religion. It didn't stop my moral upbringing, because I did learn that from the church prior to that time. But that is spirituality. I've learned spirituality since that time. A lot through books, a lot through mentors and people who've helped me reconcile religion with spirituality, or a lack of religion to spirituality. I believe I'm a decent, morally guided, honest person. And now I refer to the universe. I don't refer to God, because I don't believe there's one being out there. I believe we're all internally interconnected. We're all part of that being. And so I've learned to reconcile God as a metaphor for the universe. That's actually what I heard in The Secret from Dr. Michael Beckwith. Those words changed my life. He said, think of God as a metaphor for the universe. And I was able to reconcile with spirituality at that time. So that's what wealth is. It's really an all-encompassing of mind, body, and soul. And of course, money makes the world go round. We need finances, we need cash flow, we need to be able to pay for whatever it is we want. That's the premise behind the science of getting rich. We deserve to be rich. We can be rich, each and every one of us. It doesn't matter what your situation may be. We can be rich. We can be wealthy. We can work towards it. Now, it's not going to happen for most of us instantly. It takes time. I've been growing over several years from the person I used to be. And I used to be an angry man. But I made a decision that I was going to be better. I was going to be stronger. And I worked at that to the point now where I understand that if I don't have money, if I don't have wealth, I'm truly not going to be able to live the life I love. That's what we're working for here in Live and Love Life. These words, although it sounds like a slogan and it sounds like a tagline, yes, it is. But it's built on the premise that we can all build a life we love. Build a life you love to live. That takes work, it takes effort, and through creative thought. That's what Think and Grow Rich. If you've ever heard the Napoleon Hill book, you might have read it, you might have just heard about it, but that's the premise behind that as well. Think and grow rich. Through your thoughts, you can develop those projects or ideas that are going to build your wealth. And this program is going to become a business. I've always worked on it as a hobby. But Live and Love Life is a business. I've taken on a partner so that I have accountability. I'm doing new things. And this interview I did today, I've done other interviews, and it will be on our podcast, on our YouTube channel. What's going to happen is our broadcasts are going to go up on our YouTube channel. Most of them will be there for 1 month. And then at that point, we're going to release it as a podcast. You're going to find our YouTube channel. Please visit us at Live and Love Life. We have our Facebook group, www.facebook.com/live2love-life. So that's our Facebook group. And then our website is www.live-love-life.ca. So please visit us for more information. Also, please join us again, where we'll continue the study of the science of getting rich from Wallace D. Wattles. We'll be moving on to chapter 1. We're going to read one chapter each day for the next 17 days till August 13th, which is, again, the release date of my mentor's book. Cora and Sunil are releasing not just a book, but an entire program around the science of getting rich. You don't just get a book, you get a physical copy of the book, a digital copy of the book. You get 20 audio lessons and 20 video lessons. The audio and video lessons, I believe, are different, but even if they're the same, I won't know that until August 13th when I get my copy. But with the audio version, you get to take that with you. You get to listen to it in the car. You get to listen in your earphones as you're walking, as you're exercising. You can take this information in, and the more you take it in, the more likelihood that you'll achieve your dreams. You're building it into your psyche, into your thought process. And Cora, as she mentioned in our interview today, with the law of attraction, you become what you think about most of the time, is what she said. And by taking this in constantly, you're going to develop it into your being, into your mind, so that this is just a natural reflex for you. So there's that. Again, August 13th, they're releasing the copy of that book. And they also have a special bonus where you get gift certificates for their program for each of their communities, because communities are about empowerment. And Cora has a community to empower women for Toronto Women's Club. I'm a member. She doesn't just empower women, she empowers whoever wants to feel empowered. And certainly women, again, I call my wife the power behind the throne. Women are powerful, regardless of whether they feel that within themselves or not. Women are very capable. Even if you're just a homemaker, you'd be surprised at what you do and how strong you are just as a homemaker. You run that home for the most part. You keep it in order. So your skills, regardless of how you may feel about them, they are very vital. So please visit Cora at torontowomensclub.ca. And then Sunil is really about investing. It's about building wealth. It's about cash flow, as he likes to talk about. Again, if we don't have the money available, we can't live the life we love. So Sunil teaches you how to, build wealth first of all, and then what do you do with that wealth? And of course, if you don't have access to the money, because it takes money to make money, then he teaches you how to get access to that money. There's many people within the community. In fact, one person who that's all they focus on is helping people build wealth and get access to investment money. So please visit him. His community is Private Investment Club, and that's privateinvestmentclub.com. They both keep it very simple, just as I have here in Live and Love Life. So please visit my mentors in their websites, in their communities, because they can help you grow and build cash flow and build the life you love to live. And then please join us here for the rest of the pretty much 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, that we're going to be studying and discussing the science of getting rich. You found out where to find us. We're at in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/live-to-love-life. And then our website is www.live-love-life.ca. Thank you for joining me today as we begin our study on the science of getting rich. There's more to come. Again, there's 17 chapters. And what we'll do is we'll read a chapter and then we'll go over the questions. There's actually questions in the back that make for study of the program. So really, we are studying the science of getting rich because I want to be rich. I've committed to being one of Sunil's 100 millionaires. Now, financially, at this point, I have wealth, but I don't have cash flow. I have money theoretically in the equity in my home and all the money I've earned through my life, but I don't have much of a savings going on. I don't have money available to me or cash available to me. And it's my desire to build that. So I've committed to becoming one of Sunil's 100 millionaires. And I think you should too. We all deserve to be rich. And we can be rich. The science of getting rich is going to teach us how. It's going to teach us the basic principles. So please join us again for the rest of the week or for next 2 weeks where we discuss the science of getting rich. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm RJ Horner. Again, I'm host and facilitator here in Live and Love Life, where we help you build a life you love to live. Have a great day. Better days ahead.